Yo, what's really good, my people? Kiwami Games here, back at it with another video for you guys. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have pure vampires. This is sort of like a going second build with pure vamps, and this is strictly just for fun. I still believe that pure vamps is probably the worst way to play vampires. It is so power crept. But anyways, it's been a long time since I played pure vamps, and I just wanted to give it a try. So what we have here is kind of like a going second build while we play Raigeki, Change of Hearts, Triple Tactics Talent, and I also have a Triple Tactics Thrust, and with 3 Imperms. I was also playing Mind Control, but Mind Control was screwing me up a couple of times because the fact that you can take control of a monster, but it cannot declare an attack, or it cannot be tributed as well. So sometimes if I have one of the bricks in my hand, like, and I take their monster and I can't even like tribute it, it was like a dead card. So that's why I kind of took it out, and instead I threw in a Ghost Belle. And Ghost Belle is good because there's a lot of graveyard interactions right now with the current meta. So I replaced Mind Control with Ghost Belle. But other than that, we just have your typical vampire stuff. So we have, 3 familiars, 3 retainers, 1 sorcerer, and your 3 vampire ghost. And then of course we have 1 Voivode, I have 1 vampire vamp, 1 vampire Scarlet Scourge, and then you have your shadow vampire, Fraulein, Grace, and then you have your Omni-Negate trap card, and then we have 1 vampire's domain, and then we have 1 of the field spell. So I'm not even running zombie world in this one. I tried to keep it as pure as I can. And then for the extra deck, we just got, the vampire Sheridan, and we got the zombie vampire. And then after that, everything is kind of more like a going second. So I run Anima. Anima actually came in clutch a couple games. And then after that, I have sort of like OTK cards that can just help me clear out the game as quickly as possible. So we have 1 Ashes Cold Talker, and then we also have 1 Mekk Crusadia Avramax. This is just to help me close out games because you do not want to catch yourself in a grind game with this deck. You just want to end it as quickly as you can. And then after that, we have general stuff. We got the Yuki-onna. We got 1 Apollo USA. And then we have your 2 Suckers, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Dharc Charmer. And then we got the Kniightmare Unicorn. But yeah, so let's just see how the deck performs. I'll go over every card at the end of the video. You already know how it is. So without further ado, let's just jump right into these replays. Alright, my people, so in our first replay, we are going to go second, and we're going to go up against the top dogs, Snake Eyes. Because what would be a Yu-Gi-Oh video without a Snake Eyes replay, right? Okay, so he's got his Diabell Star. Diabell Star is going to get his original Sinful Spoils. He's going to normal summon the Ash. Ash is going to activate, getting himself the Poplar. Poplar is now going to special summon itself, and it's going to search for the field spell, typical Snake Eye stuff. Okay, and then now my only disruption is Ghost Mourner, but Ghost Mourner, I can only activate it whenever he special summons a monster. So this is my only form of disruption, so I have to be very precise about when I need to use it. And I decide to use it now on the Oak. And the reason why I decide to use it on the Oak, because the Oak is going to be able to send itself and another monster to the graveyard, which is going to allow him to special summon the Flame Birch. And I don't want him to get the Flame Birch, because the Flame Birch can be really problematic. But with the original Sinful Spoil, he can still send the Flame Birch that was on his Spell and Trap Zone to the graveyard. So this is the problem with Snake Eyes, bro. It's just, they just have plays for days, bro. You think you have them, and then nope. They still have another trick up your sleeve. But it's all good. It's all good. We're going to clap this fool. Alright, so now he's got his Princess. He's going to bring back the Flame Birch. Okay, then the Flame Birch is going to put the Masquerena back onto the Spell and Trap Zone. Okay, then now he's going to go into the Sunlight Wolf. Okay, so he's going to try to make a Heat Soul play so that he can draw some cards. Alright, then now he's going to go into the Heat Soul. So the Heat Soul, he's going to pay 1,000 life coins, and then he can draw a card. Trying to draw into some traps, into some hand traps. Alright, and then that's all he wrote. Let's see, what can we do here? Okay, so he's gonna activate the Heat Soul, he's gonna activate the Flame Burst to special summon the Masquerena. I'm gonna hit him with the Maxx C. And I hit him with the Maxx C just in case if that's like a Cold by the Grave or something that he's got, just to kind of, you know, draw out any hand traps, or if he has an Ash Blossom in hand or anything like that. Alright, so now we normal summon our familiar, and I'm gonna go into the Anima. And the Anima, I'm gonna put it right next to the Heat Soul. What's good, homie? Alright, now that's gonna force him to use his Masquerena. He's gonna go into the Apollousa, which is exactly what I wanted him to do. Because now we got change of heart, baby. So that's a nice Apollousa you got. Mind if I take it? Thank you. Alright, and then I'm going to activate Triple Attack's talent. I'm going to look at his hand just to make sure he doesn't have any other disruptions. He's got a Fenrir. We're going to send that homie back out of here. Okay, now we're going to special summon our familiar by discarding our Grace. And we're going to activate familiar, and we're going to search for nothing because he's got the infinite impermanence. Alright, little rascal. But it's all good. We're going to go into our Dharc the Dark Charmer. Alright, and then with Dharc the Dark Charmer, we're going to steal that nice little Diabell Star he's got in his graveyard. And then he's going to scoop. Because I was going to smack him beside his head with his own Apollousa and his own Diabell Star. Going second, pure vampires for the win, baby. Let's get it. Alright, my people. Sorry if my voice sounds a little off. I was a little under the weather this past couple of days, but anyways, we got going second again, and this time we're gonna go up against Tillaments. Okay, so he's going to mill the Trivic Karma. Trivic Karma is gonna allow him to get him a field spell. So he's gonna search for the Peralino. He's gonna activate the Peralino, get himself the Rhino Heart. Okay, then he's gonna activate the Scream. Normal summon the Rhino Heart, activate the Rhino Heart. I'm gonna imperm the Rhino Heart because that's gonna be an automatic fusion. If it goes through, he's gonna be able to mill the Sharon or the Halfness. So let's prevent that from happening. Then the Scream is gonna mill 3 cards, and we get a little lucky he didn't mill anything of importance. Alright, so now we're gonna activate Vampire Kingdom. And then I'm gonna end my phase because unfortunately I bricked like a little apartment building back in New York. Alright, then he's gonna activate the Scream. I'm gonna hit him with the Maxx C. He's gonna hit me with the Cold by the Grave. Alright, and then he's gonna mill, this time he's gonna mill a Sheridan. But because he milled a card from his deck to the graveyard, that's going to trigger my Vampire Kingdom. So with the Vampire Kingdom, I'm going to pop his field spell because his field spell is going to be able to pop cards on my side of the field. Alright, then I send the familiar. Okay, then the Kid Kalo is going to activate, but I'm going to negate it with the Ghost Mourner. Hit him with one of those DKs. Negate! Alright, and now we can special summon Fraulein. I'm going to burn for 300 so that I can stay alive, stay in the game. Alright, now we're going to activate the familiar from the graveyard. Send in the familiar from our hand. Activate familiar. That's going to trigger the Scream. Okay, so the Scream is going to mill a Halfness and a Crime. So that's going to allow him to pop off. But again, because he milled cards from the deck to the graveyard, that's going to trigger my Vampire Kingdom. So I'm going to pop the Scream. Alright, and then now with the Halfness and the King of the Swamp, he's going to go into the Grafa. That's a ugly looking mother. Yo, real quick, bro. Look at this card. I mean, you can't see it now, but the animation, bro, that dude is hideous, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. I hope none of you guys look like that. Anyways, I'm going to activate the Thrust. That's going to force out the Grafa, which is what I wanted to do. I needed to bait out that negate. Okay, so he's going to mill Transaction Rollback. Okay, now I'm going to activate my Sorcerer, which is going to allow me to normal summon Voivode without having to use any tributes to get it out. But that's going to trigger his Transaction Rollback. So he had, not the Crime, I think he had a Meta Noise. Yeah, the Meta Noise. So he's going to activate the Meta Noise via the Transaction Rollback, which is going to flip my Voivode face down. Alright, but lucky for us, it doesn't negate, so I can still steal 2 monsters from his graveyard. Alright, and then on top of that, he's also going to mill a Sheridan, which is going to allow him to now go into the Root Kalos. Alright, so now with the familiar, I'm going to go into Anima. Once again, try to bait out stuff, so I'm going to steal that nice grapple of his. Alright, and then now with his 2 monsters, we're going to go into our zombie vampire. And then here, because we're going to go up against Telemans, it was important that we do not mill. So instead, I'm just going to flip my Fraulein. And here, this is how you know I'm not a mathematician, because I could have ended the game right here, but I miscalculated. But anyway, so we killed the Root Kalos with the Fraulein. Oh wait, no. I didn't miscalculate. I think that was another game where I kind of miscalculated. Where I could have ended the game there, but I didn't because I miscalculated. But anyways, we kicked his ass. That's all that matters. Let's keep it moving. Alright, my beautiful people. In this replay, we are going to go up against Vanquish Soul. Okay, and we're going to go second. Our hand is not the best going second hand, but we'll see what we can do here. So he's got his Raisin. Raisin is going to search for the Mad Love. Okay, then with the Raisin, he's going to go into Rock of the Vanquisher. How my homie DC Plays says, aka Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Shout out to DC Plays, bro. What's good, homie? Okay, then he's going to set 1 and pass. Okay, so now we're going to normal summon Ghost, send the Retainer to the graveyard. He's going to activate Ash Blossom. And then he's going to activate Rock of the Vanquisher. So he's going to add 1 monster from the graveyard back to his hand. So he's going to add the Raisin back to his hand. Alright, I'm going to activate Thrust, and I'm going to search for Raigeki. I'm going to hit him with that Thunderbolt. Boom! Alright, then we're going to activate Retainer, send Ghost to the graveyard, and he's got the Maxx C. Alright, so we special summon Retainer, activate Retainer, search for our Omni-Negate Trap card. Then I'm going to activate Triple Attacker's Talent, and I'm going to look at his hand, see what he's got. And he's got a bunch of bricks, so I'm going to get rid of that Raisin. At least now I know in his turn he doesn't have much plays. Now I'm going to set our Omni-Negate and pass turn. And because we're on the Maxx C, I don't want to give him any cost, so I don't go into any of my extra deck monsters. He's going to activate the Mad Love, so I am going to negate and destroy. Alright, and then because I looked at his hand, I knew that he had nothing more. Everything else was like a brick, so he's going to surrender. Bro, Pure Vampires actually put in work, bro. I feel terrible saying that this might be the worst way to play Vamps, but it is true though, man. It was rough a lot of times. All right, my people. In this replay, we're gonna go up against Telemans, and I think this is the game where I was referring to, where I miscalculated, where I could have just ended the game in one battle phase, but I didn't. But anyway, so he's got the Scream, he's got the Sheridan, he's gonna mill his Shadow Beast. Shadow Beast is gonna allow him to draw a card, and he's gonna mill Pellerino, he's gonna mill Rhinoheart. Okay, so he's gonna special summon the Rhinoheart. Everything is gonna activate here, bro. Alright, he's gonna add the Sulliek via the Scream. Rhinoheart is gonna send the Havnis to the graveyard. Havnis is going to activate. Using the Sheridan, he's gonna go into the Kitkalos. And this time I do not have any hand traps, so he's gonna pop off and do whatever he wanna do. Okay, so the Kitkalos is gonna special summon the Telemans Kitkalos, then the Telemans Kashtira. Then the Telemans Kashtira is gonna mill 3, then the Kitkalos is gonna mill 5, he's gonna mill like 8, 29, 59 cards. Then that's gonna trigger the Sheridan, that's gonna trigger the Performance Trick Clown. Yo, his graveyard is having one hell of a party. Alright, then with the Sheridan and the Kitkalos, he's gonna go into the Root Kalos. Alright, and then with the Rhinoheart and the Clown, he's gonna go into the Redoer. Fuego, 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 llámalo bombero. Alright, let's see. What can we do here? Okay, so the Redo is going to activate. He's going to steal Infinite Permanence, which that's really going to suck because now he's going to be able to non-target spin a card from my field. We're going to activate our Vampire Kingdom, normal summon our Retainer. He's going to mill cards, so that's going to trigger my Kingdom. So I'm going to send the Familiar to the graveyard, and I'm going to pop the Rukalos. Okay, then the Rukalos is going to special summon itself back onto the field. Okay, now I'm going to take control of the Redoer. I'm going to activate the Redoer, and I'm going to spin back the Rukalos. Okay, that's going to trigger the Clown. Clown is going to special summon itself back onto the field. I'm going to special summon the Familiar by sending the Grace to the graveyard. Activate the Familiar, search for the Sorcerer. Okay, then with these two monsters, we're going to go into our Dr. Charmer. Okay, activate Dr. Charmer, try to steal his Destrudo, but he's got the Sulliek. So the Sulliek is going to negate. And then he's going to send the Kashtira to the graveyard. Then the Kashtira is going to activate. He's going to mill some cards. I'm going to activate the Retainer, sending the Sorcerer to the graveyard. Search for my Omni Negate. Okay, and with these two monsters, we're going to go into our Fascinator. Okay, then with the Fascinator, I'm going to steal his Kashtira, and I'm going to activate the Kashtira. I'm going to mill 3 cards, and unfortunately, I milled 3 spell cards. God damn it. Okay, then I'm going to sacrifice my Fascinator so that I can steal his Clown. So now I can go into the Zombie Vampire. And now this time, I'm going to mill because he already did so many fusion summonings that if I mill any of his girls, I don't think they're going to be able to activate because everything already activated. So I'm cool. So I'm going to special summon the Shadow Vampire, and because a level 5 or higher vampire monster was special summoned, that's going to trigger my Grace. I can pay 2,000 life points, and then she's going to be able to special summon herself back onto the field. Okay, that's going to trigger his Hell Shadow and his Heartbeat. Yeah, that Heartbeat is like, you know, it's almost hitting flatline, bro. That's why the Heartbeat is reacting. It's like, shit, it's going into cardiac arrest. I need help. Alright, and then now with the Hobness, he's going to go into the Kaleido Heart. Okay, then the Kaleido Heart is going to spin back my Grace. Then I'm going to activate the Sorcerer, activate my Ghost, so I can normal summon the Fraulein. But then here, I made here it was like 2 misplays. So the reason why I did this, well, not really misplay, but my thought was that I was going to kill his Kaleido Heart with the Fraulein, so that I can then steal it at the end phase. But I forgot that the Fascinator locks you into zombie only. So I'm not going to be able to steal the Kaleido Heart. And then here's where I miscalculated, where I could have ended it if I would have paid more life points to kill the Kaleido Heart. So I leave him with 700 life points, which I could have like really just ended it there, but it's all good. Okay, so he's gonna steal another Infinite Permanence, which means he's gonna be able to non-target spin back a card. I'm cool with that. And then he's gonna crash into my Shadow Vampire. And the reason why I didn't activate Fraulein is just because I was afraid if he had, like, I don't know, anything in his hand, because I thought it was weird why he would try to attack into my monster when my Vampire Kingdom was going to, you know, give him an attack boost. So I just didn't want to play into any, I don't know, weird cards, so that's why I didn't activate anything. But I guess he just didn't have any plays. So now we just put an end to this fool. Splat out. Alright, my people, so in this replay we are going to go up against Sword Soul. And just a reminder, if you are enjoying the content so far, then please consider dropping a like, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. It will help me out a lot. I am like about 40 subscribers away from hitting that big 1,000, so it would mean the world to me if I can reach that goal. Thank you all so much for your love and support. Let's keep it going. So this time we're going to go first. Okay, so we normal summon Ghost, send Familiar. He's going to hit me with the Maxx C. Alright, and then we're gonna search for our Sorcerer, and then I'm gonna mill the Retainer. I'm gonna activate the Retainer, send the Sorcerer to the graveyard, special summon the Retainer, activate the Retainer, get our Omni-Negate trap card. I'm gonna activate Thrust, set an Infinite Impermanence, set another Infinite Impermanence, and set my Omni-Negate, and I'm gonna pass turn because under Maxx C I don't want to give him too many cards. Okay, he's gonna special summon Ecclesia, getting himself the Moye. Moye is gonna activate. I'm gonna Infinite Impermanence that. Alright, then he's gonna activate the Dragon Circle. He's gonna search for the tie-up. Okay, so now he's gonna normal summon the tie-up. Luckily, we got that second Infinite Impermanence, so I'm gonna put a stop to that. Negate. I don't think so. Alright. Then he's just gonna set one and pass. Alright, now it's back to us. Okay, so we draw into Grace, so I'm gonna send Grace to the graveyard. I'm gonna special summon our Familiar, and he's got another Maxx C. Okay, so we're gonna activate Familiar, and we're gonna search for Voivode. Okay, then I'm gonna activate Sorcerer, so I can normal summon Voivode without having to pay tribute. Okay, then we're gonna steal 2 cards, so we're gonna steal 2 of his Maxx Cs. Alright, and you already know, with these, we're gonna go into our Zombie Vampire. Alright, and then with the Familiar, we're gonna go into the Anima so that we can suck up that nice little Taya. Pulse on all levels right there. And now we got Lethal. Sayonara, my friend. See you next time. Alright, my beautiful people. In this replay, we are going to go up against Vanquish Soul. Alright, and we're going to go second. Okay, so he's going to special summon the Fenrir. Fenrir is going to activate, searching for the Unicorn. And then that's all he wrote. Alright, our hand is not the best either, but we got Change of Heart, so I'm going to steal his little Fenrir. Then I'm going to attack with the Fenrir, attack with my Familiar. And then we're going to link this off into Dharc the Dark Charmer. Okay, then I'm going to set our domain. Then I'm going to activate Familiar, send the domain to the graveyard. He's going to hit me with the Maxx C. But we got that finger. And I heard this dude is into that kind of stuff. He likes getting fingered, so I'm just doing him a favor. Little kinky bastard. Alright, then we can special summon the Familiar. Activate the Familiar. We're going to search for the Retainer. Then we're going to normal summon the Retainer. And then with the Dharc and the Retainer, we're going to go into our Fascinator. Then with the Fascinator, we're going to steal his Fenrir. And then I am going to send the... This was kind of like a misplay on my part. I should have just gone maybe into Yuki-onna. But I really just wanted to get my Omni-Negate trap card. So that's why I send the Fascinator to the graveyard so that I can search for the Omni-Negate. So now I have 3 disruptions. I got the Omni-Negate, I got Impermanence, and I got Fenrir's Banishing effect. But you could have argued, I don't know, if I could have gone into Yuki-onna or something like that. But that was just my train of thought. Okay, so here he's going to activate the Birth. I am going to get rid of that Birth because that can be very, very problematic. Alright, and then now he's going to try to banish a card from my extra deck. I'm going to negate it with the Infinite Impermanence. And then that's also going to trigger my Fenrir. So now my Fenrir is going to allow me to banish his Unicorn. Yeah, boy. Using your own cards against you. Alright, and then here I was playing Mind Control, but as I mentioned, I ended up getting rid of it. But this is one scenario where it actually came in clutch. So now I steal his Rice Heart, and then because I had his Fenrir and his Rice Heart were his monsters, so that allows me to go into my zombie vampire. He's gonna activate Maxx C, but it doesn't matter because I am going to mill a nice little Caesar Vallis. So we're going to steal his bad boy. I'm gonna activate his bad boy just to laugh in his face. How does it feel being deceived by your own monsters, baby? When your own monster deceives you. Maybe I should name the video like this. When your own monster deceives you, how happy are you about your own deck? Alright, my people, before we jump into the deck list portion, I just wanted to be very discreet and transparent about how well and how bad the deck performed. So I'm going to show you my win and loss streak with this deck. As you can see, I am in Diamond 5, so I started playing this deck when I was around Platinum 2, Platinum 1, and I did make it all the way to Diamond 5. And as you can see, I still had like a 2 winning streak in Diamond 5, but I just wanted to be very, very transparent about it. Also, before I jump into it, if you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's jump right into the match history. So if I scroll all the way down, so from around Platinum 1, I had a win, then I lost, a win, a loss, a win, a loss, a win, a loss, then I lost, lost, then I won, lost, win, 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 loss, win, win. So just to kind of get an idea of what the deck performs like when you're trying to climb the ladder with it. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Now, is this the best way to play pure vampires? Maybe, maybe not. My thought process is that I just wanted to have fun with the deck, and I thought that it would be a funny way to play it by using gimmick cards, well, not gimmick cards, but cards like Change of Heart, where it's really unexpected and your opponent does not probably anticipate you using Change of Heart to steal their monsters. And I wanted to play with that whole idea of stealing our opponent's monsters, so that's why I was running Change of Heart, and I was also running Mind Control. Another card that I was considering on using, but I didn't do it because I thought it was too slow, it was Crackdown, because this card right here also allows you to steal one of your opponent's monsters. But this was something that I was also considering in playing as well. But yeah, so I thought that going second might be the best way to play it, because going first, you don't really have like a crazy board that you can build. Like you can probably try to end like on a Yuki-onna with your Vampire Domination, but it's not very consistent to do that turn 1, especially because the deck struggles to play through hand traps. So that's why I thought maybe we have a better chance of going second by playing cards like Raigeki and Triple Tactus Talent and Change of Heart to try to steal our opponent's resources and then use them to our advantage. So that was kind of like my thought process when I created this deck. So I wanted to have fun, and I wanted to have fun in that manner of stealing their resources and using it to my advantage. But without further ado, let's just jump into our card by card. So we have 3 Vampire Familiar. This is essentially your Vampire Searcher. Then we have 3 Maxx C for Maxx C purposes. Then we have 3 Retainer. This is your Vampire Spell and Trap Searcher. Okay, then we have 2 Ash Blossoms to stop Maxx C and stuff like that. Then we have Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell is great because it can stop Call by the Grave, it can stop Bestials, it can also sometimes stop like Snake Eyes plays and stuff like that as well. And then I run 1 Ghost Mourner because it can negate special summon monsters. And then also if that special summon monster that's negated leaves the field, then your opponent will burn for their original attack, so sometimes it can help you close out games as well. Okay, then we have 3 Vampire Ghosts. This is your main combo starter. Okay, then we have 1 Vampire Sorcerer. By the way, if you don't know like the Vampire Ghost combos and stuff like that, I have a whole lot of videos on my channel covering this combo line, so feel free to check them out. You can find them all in the playlist that I have. I created like a vampire playlist where you can see all of my plethora of videos covering vampires, so I don't think I really need to go into it because I have so many videos going over it. Okay, then we have 1 Shadow Vampire. This is going to be able to special summon your Vampire Scarlet Scourge, and then Scarlet Scourge can pay 1,000 life points, and then you can special summon a vampire monster from your graveyard. Okay, then we have Graves. Grace works well with the Vampire Kingdom, because what Grace does is that you can declare a monster, spell, or trap, and then your opponent has to send one of those cards from the deck to the graveyard, and then that kind of gives you an idea of what you're going up against. And then that's going to trigger the Vampire Kingdom, which if your opponent sends a card from their deck to the graveyard, then you can send one of your vampire monsters to the graveyard, and then you can pop a card on the field. Alright, and then we have Vampire Vamp. Now Vampire Vamp has like a little special stuff that I don't know if many people know about. Unfortunately, I was not able to showcase it in this video. But if you have Vampire Vamp in your field, and you have Vampire Ghost in your graveyard, what you can do is, sometimes this is good to like stop a Zeus play from happening, for example. What you can do is you can activate Ghost effect in the graveyard where it can banish itself and pay 500 life points, and then immediately you can normal summon a vampire monster. So what you can do is, if you have any of these like vampire monsters in your hand and you have Vampire Vamp in the field, you can banish Ghost, pay 500 life points, normal summon Retainer or Familiar or whatever you can, and then that's going to trigger Vampire's Vamp ability, which when a vampire monster is normal summoned to your field, then you can target one monster your opponent control whose attack is higher than this card's, and then you can equip it to discard. So it's another form of disruption. This is why I was playing Vamp. I really wish that I could have showcased it, but it just didn't come up. But this is a great way to steal like an opponent's Fenrir, for example, or an opponent's like Unicorn. So that's one thing that you can do with Vampire Vamp that I don't know if many people really know about that interaction. I don't know, maybe I will try to make like a YouTube short on it if I can showcase it. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, so that's just a little interaction with Vampire Vamp that I don't know if many people know. So you activate Ghost's graveyard ability, normal summon Familiar or Retainer or whatever you can, and then that's going to trigger Vampire Vamp to steal a monster that your opponent controls that has a greater attack than Vamp, and then that can be like an extra disruption. But anyway, so we have Vampire Void, the vampire boss monster, and then this card, when it's normal summon, you can steal 2 monsters from your opponent's graveyard, special summon them to your field. Then you can use those 2 monsters to make your zombie vampire or your vampire Sheridan. And then also this thing right here negates hand traps, so anything that activates in the hand and resolves in the graveyard, it can be negated. Okay, then we have 1 Raigeki, 1 Harpies Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn, and 2 Change of Hearts, and also Vampire's Desire, and 2 Triple Tactus Talent. And then all of these cards can be searched via the Triple Tactus Thrust. I was considering to run in 2 thrusts, but I really wanted it to keep the deck at 40. But yep. And then we have 1 Vampire Kingdom, 1 Vampire's Domain, 1 Call by the Grave. 2 Call by the Graves. And we have 3 Infinite Impermanence. And then Infinite Impermanence can also be searched via the Triple Tactus Thrust. So this card is very versatile. And then we have our Omni-Negate Vampire Domination. Okay, then for the extra deck, we got 1 Vampire Sheridan, 1 Zombie Vampire, 1 Linkuriboh, 1 Anima. Anima was an MVP in this build, as you guys saw, with Familiar. Then we got 2 Vampire Suckers. Then we have 1 Masquerena. We have 1 Dharc the Dark Charmer. We have 1 Kniightmare Unicorn, 1 Vampire Fascinator. Okay, then we have 1 Avramax, 1 Apollousa, 1 Yuki-onna, 1 Ashes Cold Talker, and 1 Underworld Goddess. Another card that you can consider running is actually Rivalry. I play with it a little bit, but I'm not a big fan of Floodgates. But what you can do with Rivalry is that with Vampire Sucker, you can resurrect one of your opponent's monster from their graveyard, and then it's going to become a zombie. And then if you flip Rivalry, then they're going to be locked into zombie only. So that's something that you can do also with Rivalry and Vampire Sucker. If you like playing Floodgates and stuff like that, it'll definitely give the deck a little more competitive edge to it. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Floodgates, but it was something that I also play tested with, and it does work a lot. But yep, other than that, that's pure vampires for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you play pure vampires, what's your deck looking like? What cards you like? What cards you don't like? And yep, And don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, please help me out. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Continue enjoying your beautiful day wherever you may be in the world. Kiwami Games. Peace out.